What if you are living in a time when Earth itself is dying, where every breath feels borrowed and every sunrise feels like a reminder that the end is near? You look up at the sky, not for beauty, but for a promise, a hope that maybe, just maybe, there's something left out there. So buckle up, we're going on a journey, from the cracked fields of a dying Earth to the edge of a black hole where time and love are tested. Tell me, if home was collapsing beneath your feet and the stars were calling your name, would you stay or would you go? I never thought I'd end up as a farmer. Name's Cooper, former NASA pilot, engineer, and now just another man trying to keep his kids alive in a world that's lost its future. The government said we didn't need explorers anymore. We needed farmers. So here I was, grounded on the very soil I once dreamed of flying above. Dust storms rolled in like clockwork. Crops were dying faster than we could grow them. The air was thick with dirt, the kind that got in your lungs and stayed there. But my kids, Murph and Tom, they kept me going. They were the reason I got up every morning, even when everything else was falling apart. Deep down, though, I knew the truth. Earth wasn't home anymore. It was a ticking clock. And as I looked up at the stars one night, I couldn't help but remember what we used to say.
We used to look up in the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt.
Murph always said there was a ghost in her room. Books fell off the shelves, dust swirled into strange patterns. But ghosts don't leave coordinates. I started noticing it too. Those lines, those signals. It wasn't random. It was communication. Something, or someone, was reaching out. When we followed the coordinates, they led us to a place I thought was gone forever. NASA, hidden underground, working in the shadows while the rest of the world gave up on the stars. That's where I met Professor Brand. He told me the truth, the kind nobody wants to hear. Earth was dying. The crops, the air, the oceans, all fading. Humanity wasn't meant to fix the world.
We're not meant to save the world. We're meant to leave it.
They needed a pilot, someone who could fly through a wormhole near Saturn and find humanity a new home. For me, it wasn't a choice. It was a calling. But accepting the mission, that was the easy part. Telling my kids, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. Tom just nodded, quiet, steady, trying to be the man of the house already. But Murph, my little girl, she saw it as betrayal. She begged me not to go, tears streaming down her face. I tried to tell her I'd come back, but how do you promise time to a child when you're about to outrun it? When I drove away, she ran after me, screaming my name, until her grandpa held her back. I looked at her through the rearview mirror, small, heartbroken, fading into the dust. And that's when it hit me. Maybe the hardest part about leaving Earth isn't leaving the planet. It's leaving your world behind. The day we launched Endurance, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Hope. As the engines roared and Earth shrank behind us, I realized we weren't just leaving a planet. We were leaving everything we'd ever known. Then over the radio, Professor Brand's voice broke the silence. His words weren't just poetry, they were a command.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Those lines hit me like gravity, invisible but heavy. We were humanity's last hope. Amelia, Doyle, Romilly, the robot Tars, and me. Together we became a crew, a family. As we neared the wormhole near Saturn, my hands tightened on the controls. It wasn't just a hole in space. It was alive, shimmering, bending light and time into something almost divine. When we entered, space folded around us, colors twisted, metal groaned, and then silence. We weren't in our galaxy anymore. We were in someone else's. Our first destination, Miller's planet. From orbit, it looked peaceful, an endless ocean reflecting the light of a black hole called Gargantua. But peace in space is a lie. That planet was so close to the black hole that time itself slowed to a crawl. 1 hour there meant 7 years back on Earth. We thought we could land, grab the data, and leave before it cost us much. We were wrong. The surface was nothing but shallow water. No land, no life. Then, out of the mist, a wave. A wall of water the size of a mountain. We ran for the lander. Amelia tripped. Doyle turned back for her. He didn't make it. By the time we escaped that cursed ocean, 23 years had passed for Romilly, waiting alone above the clouds. 23 years gone. I sat in front of the message screen, watching my kids grow up in minutes. Tom, now a man with children of his own. Murph, older, colder, refusing to speak to me. The years I missed weren't measured in numbers. They were measured in moments I'd never get back. You see, time is the one thing we can't fight. You can't slow it, can't buy it, can't earn it back. Once it's gone forever. We pinned our last hope on Dr. Mann. He was the leader of the Lazarus missions. The best of us, they said. The man everyone trusted. When we landed on his icy planet, he smiled, said the air was breathable, that hope was real again. For a moment I believed him, but Mann's data was a lie. His planet was frozen death. He falsified everything. just to be rescued. Fear had eaten away at him, the same way the cold ate through the planet. When I tried to stop him, he snapped. He cracked my helmet, left me gasping for air, and stole our shuttle, desperate to escape. But fear doesn't just destroy a man. It destroys everything around him. Man tried to dock with the Endurance. He ignored the warnings, and in one flash of light, he blew himself up. The airlock, the ship, torn apart. I barely made it back. Used the thrusters to spin the shuttle in sync with the station. It worked, but it nearly killed us. Sometimes survival's about timing, trust, and maybe a little luck. And hey, if you're still with me on this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Speaking of that, drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from. Let's see how far this video has reached across the world. After that, we were out of time, out of fuel, and out of hope. Amelia and I had one option left: to slingshot around Gargantua, using its gravity to launch her toward Edmund's planet. To give her a chance, I had to let go. I detached my module, letting her fly free, while I fell into the black hole. For a moment, I thought it was death, but death never looked like this. It wasn't darkness waiting for me, it was everything. I found myself in a place beyond space and time, the Tesseract. Imagine standing inside infinity, every second of your daughter's life spread out around you like rooms in a house you can finally walk through. I saw Murph at every age, the little girl with eyes full of wonder, the woman who stopped believing, and the scientist still fighting to save the world. That's when I understood. I wasn't sent there to die. I was sent there to communicate. I couldn't speak to her, but I could reach her through gravity. It started small, the books falling from her shelf, the dust forming lines on her floor. She thought it was a ghost, but it wasn't. It was me. It was always me. And then came the moment that mattered most. Murph was grown, standing in her old room, holding the wristwatch I'd left behind. Using gravity, I pushed on the second hand, back and forth, dot by dot, dash by dash. The quantum data from the black hole, everything she needed to finish Brand's equation.
Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
Amelia was right. It wasn't just science that saved us. It was love. The bond between me and my daughter was the bridge between worlds. Murph cracked the code. She solved the equation. She did what I couldn't. Humanity was saved, because she never stopped believing I'd come back. And in that moment, I realized it wasn't me saving her, it was her saving me. When I opened my eyes, I was floating near Saturn. A voice echoed in my helmet, faint but human. I'd been found. I woke up inside a massive space station, Cooper Station, named after my daughter. It wasn't Earth, but it was home enough. Children laughed in hallways. Gardens grew under artificial light. You could feel life in the air, something Earth hadn't had in decades. Humanity had survived. We weren't dying anymore. We were building again. Then came the moment I'd dreamed of and dreaded for years. Murph. She was no longer the little girl I left behind. She was an old woman now, frail but still fierce, lying in a hospital bed surrounded by her family. When I saw her, it felt like the years fell away. For a second, she was my little girl again. That same spark in her eyes. She looked at me and whispered, "I knew you'd come back, Dad." I tried to speak, but no words came. She smiled and said, "No parent should have to watch their own child die." Then she looked at me, calm, proud, and ready, and told me to go, to find Amelia, to finish what we started. Holding her hand for the last time, I realized something. My journey wasn't over. I'd lost decades, maybe lifetimes, but out there, beyond the light of Saturn, something was still waiting. So I took a ship, me and Tars, off toward Edmund's planet, where Amelia might be building a new world under another sun. Looking back, this is a reminder. The choices we make today, even the painful ones, echo across generations. Sometimes you have to trust what you can't see. Believe in something that logic can't explain. Because every great journey starts with one thing, a leap of faith. When humanity dares to work together, we stop surviving and start evolving. This movie is about love, the one force that defies distance, time, and reason. It's about time, the weight we carry, and the moments we lose. And it's about courage, to keep moving forward, even when everything feels lost. Because home isn't just where we are, it's who we hold on to. And as the stars call us higher, one question remains. If you were Cooper, would you have left Earth or stayed with Murph? If Interstellar hit you deep, you'll love what's next. Like, subscribe, and keep exploring more epic movies. Start with this blockbuster. It's one you won't regret. Check this out.